Hello and welcome everybody to 2003. At the making of this video, that's exactly 20 years ago. It's 2023 at the making of this video. And they came out with this golf club in 2003. Mike Weir, the Canadian, left-handed, won the Masters. I talk about this in other videos, but I want to talk about it again because it's so awesome. He would take practice swings where he would tee up the ball and then he would swing above the ball. And that was his practice swing, and then he would swing again. It's like, did he just miss the ball? It was so great. I love watching Mike Weir. So, in 2003, I was in college, and my buddy is Mr. Techno Nerd, had an iPod. And in 2003, they introduced iTunes. It was like, yes, iTunes, this is game-changing. Didn't they just get rid of iTunes recently? Anyway, 20-year stint, it was okay. And then, is Apple Music now? Anyway, his iPod had this mechanical rotating wheel. And it was like stainless, right? This mechanical rotating wheel. But his new version that came out in 2003. He's like, look, they got rid of the mechanical wheel. It's not going to break. It's like capacitance touch or whatever. He was so excited, and we were just like, that's pretty cool. Good for you. That's great. Do you remember the old iPods? Is it an iPod? Not iPad, iPod. Yeah, that's right. They were iPods with music before the iPhone. Anyway, that was the era when these came out. So let's get this on the review table and have a closer look. So we're going to start with the comparison. The X-16 here in blue, and then we have the Pro series here in black. Looking at the offset, can you see a difference there? Kind of a little more offset on the X-16. And look at the top line. A little thinner on the Pro maybe. It looks a little thinner to me. Obviously, the Pro missing the iron number at the top of the toe. They both are framed with that white line. I just haven't cleaned the normal X-16. So there are some differences, and obviously the back cavity is painted on the Pro Series where it's just kind of a bead blasted finish on the normal X-16. All right, so there are some differences. Don't know if you don't have them right next to each other how noticeable they'll be. So starting on the back here, you know how like on comic books they put like lines around things to show motion or emotion? I love these little lines right here on either side of this cavity. Recessed, the little faceplate right here glued in. Looks like it's riveted. It's not. Callaway Golf Steelhead Pro Series X-16. Sounds like some sort of fighter aircraft. The X-16. Is that the Ramjet one? Anyway, love this cavity. Looking at the top line, there's still some offset here. It's still a big rounded, top line right here. Toe profile, maybe a little thinner than the normal X-16. The sole, not too thick. The iron number. S2H2, short, straight, hollow hosel, bore through construction. And looking at the face, you'll notice there's a red line up here. I think that means that it says right here. I think that means that there's a lie. So this is stiff and it says too flat. Can you see that? And then it says number 43. So either way, I think that means that it's the red, like a ping red dot. I think that means it's flat. Let me know in the comments below if that's wrong. But yeah, lovely groove pattern here. We have the really small O-ring style plastic ferrule. It's not an O-ring, it's not rubber, it's actually a plastic ferrule. We move up the stepped shaft to reveal it is a dynamic gold S300 stiff flex shaft. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Yeah, dynamic gold. And this is just my sticker to remind me the year. We have the Pro Series X-16 branded Callaway QWERTY grip right here. What does it say on the butt here? Callaway Golf. Yeah, it looks like a Callaway golf club from the mid-2000s. Let's get this out on the range. I've actually already taken it out onto the range last fall and see how it does. Callaway X-16 Pro Series. So looking at this, it's not that much different from the X-16. It has a black label on the back, and there's a little bit less offset. But looking down at this, it has a big top line. It's a rounded, big, chunky top line. So Callaway, this was, back when they stopped trying to disguise them. Like now, they're claiming they get similar dynamics to this. if not more forgiveness, with a really thin blade-looking top line. So this is not trying to look like a blade. This is trying to look like it's going to help you, even though it says Pro Series on it. All right, let's see. Where are we aiming this? Kind of that white flag over there. No idea where this is. I know it's probably going to go left, but let's see. The grip feels okay. Looking down at it, looks like a Callaway X-16. Beautiful, straight. The wind, there might have been a tiny bit of draw on that, held up nicely into that wind, blowing left to right. Try it again. All right. Oh, wow. I need to get out more. It's November right now. It's like a 70-degree day in November, which is really a special thing in Wisconsin. I talk to people, they say it's not out, like it's not completely abnormal. They say enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not going to last long. I hit that one fat. Drew it. It might be 15 yards short. So you see, everybody, golf clubs can't cure all your swing woes. And let's face it, everybody has swing woes. All right, so I'm going to go for more of a fadey shot here on this one. And we'll see how that works out for me. Yep, I pulled it left. So that's very common. Now I got great distance on that. So it's very common for me when I'm going for that out to in motion. If I close my face a little bit too much, then it just goes straight. I just straight pull. Very normal for me. We're gonna try it again this time. I'm gonna open my face a little bit more and risk just a complete slight. Heck, I'm risking like a hosel shank when I do this. Would you guys like to see that? Is that entertaining? All right, I'm aiming left, hoping this is gonna go right. A little fadey on that one, but I think I hit it fat as well. It didn't go very far. This is fun. I like doing stuff like this. Just hitting straight shots, not that I hit them straight, but just hitting normal shot after shot isn't fun. To me, I like exploring my limits. And besides, if I don't explore my limits, when am I ever going to hosel shank one for you? All right, let's try that same thing again. That's the fade we want. There we go. Good distance and a fade with offset with a big chunky looking club. All right, one more normal swing. For all of you, this is for you. I dedicate this to my YouTube audience. Beautiful penetrating ball flight. Good distance. Callaway Pro Series X-16. Let me know your thoughts and memories. So on the range, this felt like a Callaway. It didn't matter. X-14, X-12, a Callaway Big Bertha 1996. It just felt like a Callaway. And if you've watched my non-Pro Series one, just the blue label one, I can fade that one. I can draw that one. I have plenty of ball control with it. But there's this mind. Okay, let's talk about mind games. Mind games? Expectation. Okay? Sometimes when you set your expectation at a certain level, you're expecting a certain something and you kind of, it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. U-Haul. Okay, we moved 3 times in 2 years during the pandemic. 3 times in 2 years, I got to know U-Haul pretty well. So the last time we went to U-Haul, I get a U-Haul and it's just crap-ola, right? There's just scratches everywhere, paint's flaking off of it, and they have pictures of it, they've documented, it's damaged. And I get in and I'm just like, oh, look at this crappy U-Haul, what is going on? I need to drive this from Ohio to Minnesota. And so, it starts rumbling along, and I turn down the block. The first thing I look down when I see the, at the dash, after everything's all, we're all checked out, is the check engine light's on. I was like, that wasn't on a minute ago. Come on. Is it my fuel thing? I don't know. So I go back and I talk to them about it, and then they're like, they check and they're like, oh, it's just the check engine light. I'm not taking this to Minnesota. And listen, it's just, whoever had this before beat the heck out of it. They're like, yeah, it's a U-Haul. And so I got another one, okay? They gave me another truck. They're just like, all right, whatever. Let's just get you into another truck. So I got another truck, and this was right before closing, okay? So I drive off while they're closing the doors and locking up behind me. This other U-Haul, okay? So I get to, we're going to go to storage unit, and we're going to go pick up. So anyway, so I'm at the storage unit. I pull up, and it's just idling there. And then I hear this like grinding noise. Like, I'm like, oh no. And I know enough about cars to get myself into trouble. And I'm just like, is that the water pump failing? I'm like, 'cause that sounds like a water pump. You know, the wheels aren't spinning, so it couldn't be a wheel bearing. What is that sound? So I pop the hood, you know, and I go listen to the engine. I'm just like, I don't hear it. Why is that noise in the cab, but not out here with the engine? So I get back in the cab, and I get back out, and I look at the engine again, and then I drive around again, and I'm just like, what's going on? And so like 10 minutes later, I look over, and I see that the radio's on. And I'm like, oh, it's set to some rando AM station. I'm going to turn this off. The sound stops. The like sound stops. I was like, oh, it wasn't grinding. It was static from an AM station. I'm an idiot, right? But because I had set my expectation to, oh, this U-Haul's going to fail, it has a bad engine, because the check engine light in the previous U-Haul, I had just like played mind games with myself. I'm like, woo, there's something wrong. No, I'm just an idiot, all right? Everybody's like, yeah. Then nobody's going to argue with that in the comments. And that's what I feel like Callaway did here with this club. They were like, oh, it's the Pro Series. It's thinner. It's easier to work. You know, you have more ball control with this. There's less offset. Therefore, we're going to call it the Pro Series, and it's going to be better somehow. Listen, I've hit both of them, okay? And I can't tell the difference. I can't. And I wanted to love this because it's the Pro Series, but I think I'm going to choose the other. I keep looking over here. It's this one. I'm going to choose the blue one because it's blue. It's pretty. I want this one. This is the one I want. This is the one that caught my eye as a youth, and I can play it as well as this one. So why would I buy this one? Callaway. It's not different enough. This is 20-year-old problems here. So yeah, I really like the normal X-16 over the Pro Series. Is there a different in loft on these? Maybe. I need to look that up. Either way, emotionally, this doesn't do it for me. Callaway playing mind games with us, like, and they kind of do the opposite now. They're like, we're gonna make it really thin and really forgiving, blow your mind. When in reality, you know, what difference does it make? Like I just said, I prefer the bigger, clunkier one, which, according to marketing, is more forgiving and easy and harder to work. You can't control your ball flight. Yeah, right. Whatever. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Which one would you pick? Everybody. So when I made this review, everybody was like, "Those are ugly." So maybe a lot of people will be like, "Neither." Whatever. You know, yeah, it's a free country. You're allowed to. It's free here on YouTube to have your own opinion. So for me, definitely the blue one. As I'm making a review about this one, and I'm holding this one up here at the end. As usual, thank you so much to my patrons. I really appreciate your support. On Patreon, if you'd like to join us over there, just $1 a month helps out. And I just post a few behind the scenes pictures and updates. I like to message back and forth with patrons. Recently, you know, a few patrons have been sending me pictures of their vintage clubs, and it's really impressive. My patrons, I feel like, are more intelligent and have better collections than I do in lots of regards. Another way you can support this channel is by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. There is some golf stuff on there, golf accessories, some golf equipment. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. That's how it helps out this channel. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I am the Vintage Golfer.